we're about to get an epic update for Schedule 1. We're going to break down all the bits and pieces, some really fun things that they've added, as well as some great quality of life and cosmetic pieces. So let's dive in. Now we have a fully functional and antique store, which is very nicely decorated with all the little bits and bobs and pretty much showcasing most of the things we can purchase. And I'm going to go through all these items in a moment. But talking to Herbert, we've got some huge quality of life items. The wooden signs and metal signs, these are going to be great for multiplayer or to help keep track of certain storage configurations within your production. You'll be able to put these above certain storages or even some of the presses, mixing machines, to give a clear indication to other players what the intended use for is or how they're mapped without having to pull out your clipboard. That's just one of the few scenarios. That's going to be very handy. The wall mount is a 4-slot inventory storage item. You can place these on your walls pretty much anywhere within inside a building. Super handy. Then we have the metal safe, which has an 8-slot storage capacity. Perfect storage container to store your gold bars as you stack. We have 2 lighting configurations. I'll show you those. The antique wall mounted and modern wall lamp, both highly functional, good amount of light. You stack a lot of these though, it gets super bright. Grandfather clock. And then we have some of the finest quality Chateau La Pipi, the finest drop, 1969, ladies and gentlemen. So you've got a bunch of awesome alcohol. We've got some new bling to put on our character. Silver gold watch and chain, the gold bars. Then we've got a ton of artwork. Now it's worth noting with the artwork, it appears to be like true art. You can only buy one of each, so place them carefully. But let's go check these out in a little bit more detail. Welcome to my art gallery. This piece is called Lines. As you can see, it demonstrates the complexity of human nature. No, I'm just kidding. So here is all the artwork. It got some pretty cool little pieces. It will be interesting to see mods that will change these and create some kind of additional frames and pieces for your decoration. Nearly forgetting the duck and the classic pooch Millie. But there you have it. Those are the new pieces of artwork. Now let's look at some of the more functional stuff. Here we have the lamp, which adds quite a nice brightness, and same for the other lamp. So I wanted to see if the grandfather clock does actually make any kind of noises at a certain time, but I don't think it does. So it's purely there for decoration. The safe is very functional, and here are the wall mounted shelves giving you 4 slots, been able to store, been able to hold all the different types of liquor. And here we have the all-important signs. These are going to be super useful, particularly for your multiplayer. Now the other changes are just adding the silver watch and the gold watch to your character. So nothing crazy there, but just a little bit of extra bling to help deck you out. One thing, they got a very satisfying click noise in this game. Clickety clickety click. Now it is a wee bit of a shame we cannot drink any of the alcohol yet. Hopefully that will come in future updates or a mod, because I'm really looking forward to sipping down some Chateau La Pipi. Going to be epic. We also have the addition of the pawn shop now being opened, and it's very nicely decorated with a bunch of different things. Some of the stuff we can get at the antique store, some of the alcohol, some cool signs I hope we can get ourselves, and all the little bits and pieces making it very fresh. And if we talk to Mick, we will be able to sell him this priceless artwork. And if we try sell it to him, let's see what kind of price we can get for it. Now this priceless piece is worth $500. So if we hit start, we're going to enter into the new barter system. He's trying to lowball us at $370. Let's juice that up to say $400 and give a counter offer. Let's see what he says. It's a one-of-a-kind piece. He says yes, he can do that. So let's go to $450. See how generous he's feeling. We can see Mick's temper, which will max out in a moment, but this is basically giving us an indication of how far we can kind of push what we're selling. So if we go counter offer, he's going to get a little bit more angrier, but you can note it does sort of go down over time as well. So we can sort of play around with this meter a bit. But for the $450 offer, he rejected. So let's just try it one more time and see. Too high yet. So the more we make ridiculous offers, let's just go $1 billion and see how far we can take his meter. Let's just get him fuming. Turn him pop hot and red if we can. No, we didn't even get there. Okay, well, we can do much better than that. Let's just go bazillion. Oh, look, we can even get the 9s off the screen. Okay, let's go accept. It looked like it did not work the way intended, but there you go. We introduced a system where we can barter with good old Mike. Now, the grandfather clocker is another item. He's already quite angry. Let's just see if we can do this again with the 99. That's going to be our final offer. Well, oh, okay. So it doesn't register that actual figure. You have to use the plus and minuses. There you go. So let's try to tick him off. It is a very rare piece built by my great-great-grandfather, Mick. So it's pretty much one of a kind. You probably should buy this. Okay, he gets very angry and he actually chases you once you offer a ridiculous amount of money for that. Look at this. What are you going to do, Mick? Hey, mate? Oh, you want a bit of a rumble in the tungle? Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, fuck you, mate. Take this. Oh, got him. What do you think of that? And then, you know, the good old teabag there. But there you go. You can really piss Mick off and he's just asleep. There he goes. See ya, Mick. Should have accepted the offer, mate. Swimming with the fishes. So there you have it, the pawn shop. Now you can sell items. You roughly get around 40 to 50% of the items that you sell. So he will pretty much accept everything as well, except for all the other good stuff. If you know what I mean. But he will buy it off you as well. So there are some tweaks and improvements. He's improved the phrasing for customer recommendation dialogue, just a minor dialogue change there. Added some extra null checks and validation checks. Not too much more information there. Fixed delivery destination from the drop-down overflow outside the phone screen. That one's very handy. If you've ever tried to do deliveries and there's 2 car spaces, if you select on the second car space or the first one, the drop down sits under the UI, so you can't see the spacing. He's also fixed the non-host client sometimes not receiving on-day pass or on-week pass events. But overall, a superb little update. I've been covering a ton of mods, so if you want to see some of the best mods, definitely have a look. I'll put some links in the description, but awesome to see we finally got a first little update. I don't believe this update is live yet, so if you do want to access it, you will need to go into your properties for Schedule 1, go into betas and select beta. Keeping in mind that when you want to switch back, you will need to go back to none for the base game. The alternatives are more for certain mods, but we're not going to worry about that. But in any case, thanks very much for watching. Awesome to see these updates. Let me know in the comments what you think. Peace.